It is always a vibe every time we see these players come around to play important games for the Super Eagles of Nigeria. Whenever they come to wear that green and white shirt to represent the country, to give their all to qualify for important tournaments, whether it's be World Cup or Nations Cup or even just friendly games. Every time they come around, we see how much of an excitement this brings to the fans. But not just the fans, but also the players, as you can see, from the introductory video, one of their previous camping events, the way that they interact among themselves, the way they are very close, the way their friendship and brotherhood is really tight-knitted. But as you all know, right now, everyone is in their club duty, trying to see how they can, contribute meaningfully to their clubs. And of course, fighting for shirts, trying to get in the lineup week in, week out. A lot of things have actually happened, and just wanted to say a quick apology here for not, posting some update to you guys in the last couple of days. I think almost a week now. But I done one live on the channel, just an introductory live. Hopefully I'm going to also be doing more lives in the coming future, but I'm looking at the way, as I said in the live, to try to incorporate you guys from the community, so that if you have something to say, you can also air your views or air your opinion regarding what you want to talk about, and also possibly also feature you, maybe share screen with you as well, as you're also contributing, so that everyone can also get to see you participate. So these are some of the things that I'm hoping to try to introduce in the nearest future on the channel. But as far as the Super Eagles updates is concerned, Chelle, of course, still trying to work behind the scenes, behind closed doors, to see what he can do about the Super Eagles, as regards trying to improve the squad. Of course, we know that the last time we were not happy with the results. Obviously we were not happy with the fact that we got only one goal in that Zimbabwean game. Of course, it's easy to blame the players, maybe blame William Chus-Ekong, for example, who slipped up a little bit and allowed that guy to ride him the way that he did to score that goal. But we can also argue that if we were clinical in terms of our chances, converting our chances, we would have had 2, 3, 4 goals in 4 lead before that event happened. And if it went like that, then obviously we would still win the game. If we had scored 3 or 4 goals and considered one at the end, it would still be a 3-point for us. So obviously, I don't want to start mentioning names, but we've already talked about this. A lot of people miss chances. Lukman and Didi, Iwobi, a couple of players missed a lot of chances. But this is basically what our head coach Chelle, who, by the way, has expelled every rumor about his resignation from the job. He has really expelled them, and has clarified issues that there's nothing like that. He's locked into the job, he's focused, and he doesn't have any issue. Nobody's giving him issue, not NFF, not NSC, none of these hierarchies are giving him issues. As a matter of fact, they are supporting him even more for him to get the job done. So the man is seated tight on that seat, and he intends to make some really meaningful changes, going into future games. And this changes for him, starts with the idea of getting new players for the Super Eagles of Nigeria. Of course, the last list that he released, we saw a few new players coming. A few of them were supposed to make their debut. For example, the likes of defender Igor Ogu made the call up, but didn't make any appearance, so he didn't make his debut. Arukodare made his debut, fortunately, and then we saw a few other guys as well. So Coach Eric Chelle will also be looking to call additional players, who have not made debuts for Nigeria, but is also set to recall some players who already made their debuts, who were, previously established members of the squad, but didn't make that call up. For example, the likes of Frank Onyeka, who currently plays the straight right now on loan in the German Bundesliga, and also Leon Balogun and a few other key players who used to make the lineup, who used to solidify our defense and midfield areas, back in the day. So he's looking at also calling these guys back up to try and see if he can bring some kind of stability to the team, because we had some issues, in our previous game. We had some issues, really. If you look at it objectively, we had some issues in the midfield area, also in the defense. I think the defensive area was where the bigger issue was. So the talks of the coach bringing in Leon Balogun has been getting some tractions right now, because a lot of people, it's not about a lot of people, but the coach feels that bringing in Leon Balogun is going to go a long way to kind of stabilize the defense, possibly maybe even pairing him with William Chus Ekong to bring a sort of stability to that defense. But aside from that as well, the coach will also be looking to get new players, brand new players who have not represented at all in the attacking areas, and also midfield areas are the places that he's looking at right now. For example, we talked about Arsenal's attacking player NWANERI. Is also someone that Coach Eric Chelle is still having some close eyeballs on, and we also have George ILLENIKHANA of AS Monaco. He's also someone that this is also someone that Coach Eric Chelle and his team are working tirelessly to try and get. There's also Jacob Murphy of Newcastle United, 30 years old, I think 29 years old, winger who continues to improve, continues to show that he is capable of scoring goals. I think he scored in their last game as well, and he scored a couple of goals this season, and obviously been one of the reasons why Newcastle are doing really well. So he's still in the radar of Coach Eric Chelle, even though the last time he was approached, it was said that he wasn't very interested because he has his mind set on England. But at the end of the day, he got snubbed, and he's still open to representing the Super Eagles of Nigeria. So Coach Eric Chelle is still leaving the door wide open for him if he decides to have a change of heart. So these are some of the new improvements that we might see, and of course, we have the Unity Cup coming later this next month, as May, end of May actually, and we have some really important games. We have a game against Ghana in the semis, and then I think that will come up on the 20th, probably 25 or 26. More updates will be coming up later, and then we'll have another game. If we win that one, we're going to play the finals, maybe between Trinidad or Tobago. We'll meet any of the guys that qualify, but if we lose, we'll play like the third place, and then also between two of those countries. And this is basically the first platform for Coach Eric Chelle to try out this new combination, these new players that he's looking to call up. But we'll see how it goes. It's really very important. Of course, the focus still remains, in the facts that Coach Eric Chelle needs to build a strong team, a strong strategy, a strong formation before the next World Cup qualifier series comes up in September. He needs to build a squad, test them, and then trust them, and then roll them out on that date. That's September, to get the results that we need, because then we'll play one of the most important games, if not the hardest game we'll have to play, which is against I think South Africa, and then one other country as well. And South Africa are the strongest in the group now. They are the most informed, no argument about that. They top the group, so they are the team to beat if we must qualify. So Chelle will be looking to prepare a really strong squad ahead of this game, later on. But before that, there will also be, some friendlies coming up in June. So we'll also have the opportunity to prepare our boys, friendlies against Russia, which is also going to be a big test for the Super Eagles of Nigeria, to see how fit they are, going into the qualifications properly. Well, that's what's happening. Of course, a lot of updates are still coming on. Thanks for joining back. Don't forget to subscribe to Naijafoottv. I'll be bringing you more consistent updates regarding our team. Make sure to stay tuned to the channel.